always tell when we're about to start because I'm going, are we ready? I think we got caught doing some chatting before we realized it. Hi, everybody. This is Michelle Grigsby. Sorry we're a couple minutes late, and we just had a couple of technical difficulties, but we're here. We are super, 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 super excited because we've got some value that we want to bring you for free. And Donna, how are you today?
Hey, I am wonderful, Michelle. I'm really excited also, to be sharing, just to have this platform to be able to share the knowledge and the expertise that we have to give to our listeners. And I'm really excited about the topic that we're sharing today. So,
hi, everybody. This is Michelle Grigsby. We're a couple minutes late.
We'll pause that for a second.
We are super. Well, at least we know we're working. It's working.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But today we're going to be talking about, how to be an expert when you don't feel like it yet. And that's something, because our target market really is for beginning people that want to come online and build their online presence, and you don't even know where to start. So that's why this title is kind of where I kind of came from, because blogging is, like Michelle and I talk about all the time, blogging is like the central hub of your online presence. And you can start your business or your online journey through social media, but eventually you do have to get to the point of growing a central hub so that you have a much broader reach and you're able to market to your listeners 24/7. It's a nonstop kind of thing. Wouldn't you agree, Michelle?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I have several people that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I've had a couple of them say, well, I just don't have time to blog. I don't have time to blog. Mm-hmm. So you hit it right on the head. I mean, when you've got a blog, when you have a website, you're literally you're living a laptop lifestyle. And you definitely want social media. Is in our trainings we share with you how to get established using your social media channels, right? And then we also talk about blogging, because blogging, I get messages now on a consistent basis where people are saying, I found your blog, I found your video, I found, and what they do is I'm always leading them to my blog. And the reason why is because as soon as they're on my blog, if you guys have been either of our blogs, our personal blogs, there's going to be a pop-up that will pop up, and I get a ton of leads from this pop-up that is in one of our trainings that we shared with you. And it will say, wait a minute, before you leave, take advantage of these free trainings I have for you. And I get a lot of opt-ins from that. So once they're an opt-in or a lead, I then get their undivided attention with the emails that I send them. In fact, a lot of you that are watching this right now are watching this as a result of an email that either we sent out from the Blog Babes, or Donna sent out to her personal list, or I sent out to my personal list. Right?
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you can grow an online presence, but to have it go viral, or to have it have a much larger reach, and especially like Michelle said, to have that laptop lifestyle, you cannot just grow your platform off of social media, because you will be, how many of us already, like if you're really involved with the social media and trying to promote your business that way, you feel tied to your computer. I guarantee you that. And that is just something that, that's hard when you're trying, especially if you just have 2 or 3 hours a day that you're trying to work your business or grow a business while you still have a family and you're working full time. That's almost impossible. So a blog is really where, that's where we just really feel, and that's just where, our message is that you need a blog, and we're here to show you how to do that. We're creating content and creating, even products that are going to be walking you through that step by step. So, Michelle, do you want to, since we kind of jumped into this without our little announcements, you want to back up to the little announcements, and then we'll jump into the training?
Well, sure. Let's see. It's still hunker down weather. It's still freezing outside. It's like 20 degrees, and I don't want to know what the degrees is there in Georgia.
We're like 46. We woke up at 46, and our high today is going to be 48. So figure that out.
Perfect weather. That is the perfect weather. I think we're going to get up to mid 50s, so it might actually be cycling weather.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a tad bit too cold still, but no. But what we want to do is we definitely want to invite you. If you're watching this on the Blog Babes live training, there's a little button that's right below the video that we would really like to encourage you to just press that button and make sure that you are registered for all of our trainings. We will give you access to our library of trainings that we've already done. And if you happen to be watching this on there's a couple other venues that are also embedding our trainings. For example, the Academy is also using our trainings. And so if you're watching this on the Academy Live page, definitely make sure that you are registered as a free member. There should be a form right below. And also, guys, if you're here live, leave a message or leave a comment so that we know that you're here, and we'll be checking that sporadically because I'd like to know what your thoughts are in regards to having a blog. I know that my personal feeling is that when I first started, when I first got involved in a network marketing company, the first thing I did was I went to Facebook, and the first thing I did was I started pitching my business to everybody, and I had absolutely no success. And I actually had a situation happen where I was really embarrassed because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was pitching my business, but I was trying not to do it directly. And somebody just left a message on my wall and said, "What are you doing?" Like, I just felt so inadequate, and I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, how to properly market. And it was when I got that comment, guys, it's like there's a story. There's a story. Do you mind if I say this, Donna?
No, not at all.
There's a story where there's a man who walks his dog in the neighborhood, and there's this one particular home. It's always perfectly manicured. I mean, it is impeccable. The person that lived there would always make sure that it was perfectly manicured, okay? And this man noticed one day that there was a dandelion in the middle of his grass, and it really bothered him. It bothered him that this beautiful, perfectly manicured lawn would have a dandelion. And it just really irked him, and he just was like, how could he do that, right? Why can't he go in the middle of his yard and pluck that up? Meanwhile, this person walks back to his house that's full of hundreds of dandelions, right? So my point is that you're going to notice that if you're chugging along and you get a negative Nelly or somebody that makes a comment, you're going to remember that dandelion, right? And that's what happened to me. Is all I focused on was that dandelion, that comment that was made. But what it did is it drove me to learn more about marketing, about how to do social media marketing, about how to brand yourself. And that's actually when I learned about blogging, and that's when I learned how to create blogs to both promote my business that I was involved in, my network marketing business and my insurance business. And I learned very quickly that if you put your name behind like the company itself that you're promoting, that's not the way to go, because I'll be honest with you, I've been with like 3 or 4 different companies since then, okay, before I finally found a company that I know I will achieve what I'm set out to achieve, the whole reason why I got involved in network marketing. And I'm not saying that you are going to change companies, but I'm just saying that is one of the biggest mistakes, wouldn't you agree, Donna, is putting yourself behind a company like on a blog. And if you do that, if you're going to create a blog that's geared towards a company that you're promoting, which there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure that you're still branding yourself. You're still branding yourself. So, if you are a weight loss consultant, if you want to give weight loss tips, you can create a blog on weight loss tips, and you can even go further. You can go further and be even much more pinpointed with that, and be focusing on women that are in their mid-40s, and have tips for them so that they find that of value. They'll want to go back to your blog, right? And then you can have tentacles from that will lead to your business. Okay, that is where I see some of the most successful people utilizing blogs. And if you look at all the top marketers in this industry, guys, they all have a blog. They all have a blog, and most of them are branding themselves, providing value to whoever their target market is. Right, Donna?
Oh, yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. And that's going to lead right into what we're going to talk a little bit about today, is how to give yourself the appearance that you're an expert, even when you're just barely starting off. And so, but like exactly like what Michelle said, that if you're continually just building on social media and you're continually just building off of your company, everybody's going to know what company you're in. That's wonderful. But what are you standing for within your company? And that's kind of like the message that when we say brand yourself and when we're talking like that, that's kind of what we're talking about. Okay, so you might be with an awesome company that's like Michelle saying that, say it sells weight loss products or anti-aging or whatever the product is. I'm sure it's awesome. But how do you now differentiate yourself from the product and become the sought-off speaker or influencer within that industry? And that's what we want to kind of, lead you and guide you into. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, Michelle. Come on. We love it. We love it.
Okay.
Are you good to go?
I hope so.
I hope so too. All right. Well, what I was just saying, and I'll be a little more briefer, is I'm not picking on these people at all. I'm sure that they are wonderful people. But if you are branding yourself as a professional within any industry, having your domain name say, and it's not the Tiny Cat Pants. That's a funny name. I'm not saying that. It's the .wordpress.com part that is a little more concerning to me. So if this was a professional, say she was an author, say she was a who knows what, somebody that's trying to brand herself, any one of us, if we had a WordPress.com site and it said donnarios.wordpress.com, that does not show that I am trying to grow a professional following, because of the fact WordPress.com is a free platform. Here's another one, menogirl.wordpress.com. I mean, and it could be this is just her little personal blog and she's just writing, and that's wonderful. But if she wanted to brand herself as a professional and grow an online business, this is not the platform that we want, okay? You want a domain name, and we've mentioned this many times before, but you want a domain name that's starting with, that's what you purchased. So like ours with the Blog Babes, it's just theblogbabes.com. It is on its own self-hosted WordPress site, and again, we emphasized this before, and it just needs reinforcing all the time. So it's the professional domain name. That's the first thing that you need. The second thing we're going to go into is I'm going to show you this cool little site. Have you noticed? Let me show you this. I'm going to go here to the Blog Babes, okay? Notice right up here this little tiny picture, and this is our branding picture, of me and Michelle. Now, of course, you can't even see it, but it's just the fact that there's a picture there. Now, like even over here at Tiny Cats, look at, she's got a little cat picture there. But now look at this, at the Menno Girl, she's got the WordPress platform. What those little tiny pictures are called, and I'll probably say this wrong, but anyways, are favicons. And I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but anyways. So this is a site that you can go to. A favicon is just that little teeny weeny little picture that shows up in the URL bar. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. So this is the site you can go to. It's just favicon. It's favicon.cc, as you can see. And what I wanted to kind of show you is I up the same exact little picture that you see up here as our little favicon. This is the picture when I uploaded it onto this site. Now, the first glance when you look at it, you're like, oh no, something's wrong. and it does look like that. But let me just show you real quick the image that I did upload here so that you can see that it really was and it's this image right here is the one that I uploaded. So, but when you look at it through the site, it looks like something's terribly wrong with it. Well, it's really not. It's just the fact the way the site has to load it and do the coding and all that kind of stuff. So all you're going to do is you can create one here. You can look through some of the top ones, you know, like especially if you don't have one created, you can create one here and all that. All I did was just import an image and I uploaded it to here. Now, what it does, now then it just shows you down here. You go down the screen a little bit. It shows you what it's going to look like in the URL bar. And all that is, this is just nothing but branding. This is just nothing but branding. And all you do is once you upload your little image, and even though you look at it and you say, how crazy can that be? That's going to create my picture. But then when you see it down here, you're like, oh, well, that kind of looks like me. Well, then you just download it. Now, once you download it, here, I'm just going to download it, and I have it here. But so now that you have it, now you need to insert it onto your website. Well, this is where we get a little tricky, because most websites today, most WordPress websites, even the free themes, they have a spot in their customization where you can upload your favicon. Now, it could be right through the site itself, or it could be you know, you might have to insert some coding. So if it's a coding issue, then, you know, and if you're brand new, that can be really scary. So, you know, you can kind of pause that for a little bit. It's not something that you need to be doing right away. But what I wanted to show you, like on our theme, and this is like what I said, most themes today do have this because it's a branding thing. Let me just find, okay. So what all I had to do for us was just, I had to upload our little favicon into our media file. And once I got it there and was able to find the link for it, all I did was take the link and I inserted it here and I just updated our site. And that's pretty much how easy it is today with most themes within WordPress. They have a little spot that you can just insert the URL of your favicon. So anyways, the main thing I wanted to just share was that this is a really cool little branding technique, and it shows that your site is not brand new, that you kind of understand the branding techniques, and this is not a hard thing to do at all. So the other thing, number 3, that I wanted to kind of show you, let me get here, is in the back end of your WordPress website, I am going to, let me find where I'm going. I'm going to settings, and the first thing I'm going to do is right here where it says permalinks. Now this is something a real newbie always, you know, they don't realize this is how important. This setting itself, this one setting, should be done almost instantly when you get into the back end of your website. And the reason is because it is so hard to change afterwards. Not hard to change physically, like just clicking a button and clicking save. That's not the hard part. The hard part is that as your site gets populated through the search engines, and it takes, you know, through all the search engines to get populated through all the, you know, the Google, the Bing, the Yahoo, and all the major search engines. It takes, sometimes it can be instantaneous, and sometimes it can take like 24 hours to get populated through there. And the reason is because there's so much information coming at them at one time. Well, the thing is that your permalinks, if you don't have this set right at the very beginning and then in the middle of the stream you try to correct it, all that, the Google juice, I guess you could say, or all the SEO that you've done, or all the, you know, the traffic that you were getting really is going to halt. And then you're kind of going to have to build up that momentum again, because the search engines, the little spiders and all the algorithms and all that kind of stuff are going to be saying, hey, whoa, what happened? The links aren't right anymore. They're not the same. And so then they have to reprocess everything, and that gets a little, you know, that just takes time. So The first place you want to come to is, as you can see, I have a lot of stuff on the back end of this site, so yours isn't going to look as congested as ours does, but you want to go to settings and you're going to go to permalinks. And when you come to permalinks, the default one most of the time when you install WordPress is going to be this. And if you look at it, it says theblogbabes.com and it has / and question mark P equals 123. And all that means it's going to go to a page number. Well, heck, I don't want it to be a page number. I want it to be searchable by people, not just the search engines. I want it to be searchable by people. And so I want the best possible one for people to find our content as easy as possible. And so what we're going to click here is post name. Okay, so now as you can see, our permalink structure says theblogbabes.com / and this little code where it says post name, that means that whatever name we give a post, so if I go to our blog, and let me find the one that I'm going to be using because I wanted to show you something else on this one. But I go to the blog, notice here it says theblogbabes.com, a quick way to grow your blog followers. Well, that's the exact name that this post has, and that comes from your permalink structure. So again, it's just once you're in the permalinks, you're just clicking post name, and then you just scroll down and you save your changes. Now, the last thing I just want to talk to you a little bit about, and I'm going to give you a couple things here. So the first thing, let me go to, I think I already had this open. When you are in the back end of your website and you're creating your post, or it could be a page, it's the same thing, but this is your visual editor. This is it's called a WYSIWYG editor, and all that means is that WYSIWYG just stands for, I was going to say algorithm, but I know that's not the right word. But anyways, it just stands for what you see is what you get, okay? And so what WordPress is doing is what you're seeing here is pretty much what you're going to get when you publish your page. Now, a little advanced tip, or something that makes it a little more easier for you is I want you to install, and this is going to be a just another little, I guess, technique you can do. But I just like to have more control over the content that I'm posting. I like to have, now let me just go here to my blog post. I like the ability to be able to add links, which you can do that in a regular WordPress site, without adding this plugin. You can do that. But I like the ability to be able to enlarge fonts, to just have more control over the design aspect of my blog post than just the basic settings. So this little plugin that we're going to install, and all you do is go to plugins and you're going to click add new, and right here you're just going to search for it. And all you're going to search for is advanced text, whoops, let's do this again, advanced text editor. And all that means is that is an editor that it's a plugin that we can install within our WordPress platform that gives us more functions within the editor itself. And the editor, let me just show you this if I can do this. And I hope that I don't overwhelm y'all or anything like that. I hope that I try to keep this as simple as possible, but at the same time I want you to learn, all these little tips. This right here, this little grayed out area is what I'm calling like the editor. This is where I have all the functions to do all the different things that I want to do within my blog post down here. So we are going to, anyways, we typed in and we're looking for the advanced text editor, and we're just going to scroll down till we find it. And I believe it's going to be right here. This is the one we're going to install. It's called Tiny MCE Advanced. And the thing, when you're looking for plugins, this is just a little side note. When you're looking for plugins, the things that you want to kind of pay attention to, I guess you could say, is notice how many times this has been downloaded. And downloaded means it's been downloaded or installed on people's sites. Okay, so that number is very large, so that makes me feel good. It's been last updated. This is 4 weeks ago, but usually they're pretty good on staying updated, for all the different versions of WordPress that come out. And it's telling me it's checked, it's compatible with the version of WordPress. So those are the things that I want to check to make sure when I'm installing something onto my WordPress backend website that it is going to be, it's not going to cause any conflicts. So anyways,
I also like to look at the reviews too to see how many stars it has.
Right.
If it's good reviews as well.
Right.
They've got a lot of reviews, and they're mostly positive.
Right. And all you're going to do is click install, and then once you install it, once you activate it, we are going to go to. I'm going to show you this so that you can. Where am I going? Where am I going? Settings. Okay, so then you're going to find, once you install it and then you activate it, you're going to find it under the settings tab on your dashboard, your settings tab. You're just going to scroll down till you find it, and you're going to click on it. And this is what it's going to kind of come up looking like. Now, what you can do here, yours is going to be very basic up here. And all it's telling you that you have to do is anything that you see here in the unused buttons field, all you do is just click it and drag it up to where you want it and let it go. Okay, so so anything that you want, you just clicking there. Now, the couple of things that you do want that will really help you tremendously out is going to be to make sure that you click the font size one, because the default thing in WordPress is where it just gives you a heading tag, like heading 3, 2, and 1, a paragraph 1, and all that kind of stuff. Well, the font size is more what we're used to seeing, especially in a Word document. So font size is going to give you the number of size, the font that you're looking at. The font family is another good one that you can put up there. Making sure that you have control over the color of the text and the background text. Making sure you can underline it. Those are the main basic ones that I would definitely make sure that I put up there. This little, this is kind of a new little thing, but the little emotion cons, or however you say that. But anyways, so you can add little smiley faces or whatever into the back end of your editor. So once you get all that, get those things on there, and you can come back here and add or take away anytime you want. And then once you get it all there, leave all the settings the exact same way it is, and then just click Save Changes.
That is so awesome. I didn't know about this.
And so now when I go to my post and I'm going to create a new post, when I load this, all of a sudden I'm going to have all these extra little buttons up here. Okay? And so now, like when I'm creating a post, this is the one, let me see, this one. Okay, well, it doesn't matter really. Anyway, so this is my post. I'm creating it, and like what we can do is, like, let's just say this top line. I'm just going to highlight over it. Look, I'm able to now choose whatever size font that I want. So if I want it really huge, I can. If I want to change the font family, I have so many more to choose from than just the basic ones that WordPress usually gives me. If I want to change my text color, which text color I think pretty much comes with the WordPress, back end, but I can now change, I can highlight this if I wanted to. I can change any color, of course, that I want. It's just, to me, it is just so much easier, especially if you're creating landing pages. You want the text much bigger than what WordPress will allow with with just a H3 tag or a H1 tag. Those are your heading tags. You want it much bigger than that because you're creating a landing page. You want to grab people's attention. So like if I just went ahead and updated, or we might just be able to preview it. Let's just preview it. And I'm going to go to the page. And you can see how big it got. It highlighted it, and because it's on a blog page, it just automatically centered itself because I have it set that way. But anyways, so the biggest thing, I guess, okay, we got that plugin set in, and we're writing our content. One of the things that you really want to consider when you're writing a page, and the reason I went to this page was because of the fact, like, you want to be able to insert links within your page, or post and page. I'm interchanging them, so sorry if that's getting confusing to you. But anyways, you want to insert links within your page. You want to be able to insert larger text to kind of grab people's attention, because remember, when people are reading a post, think of yourself. If you just came to a blog post, this image was not there, this link was not there, this little broken up, my brain just stopped for a second. I'm having a senior moment, I guess.
No, that's because you're so intelligent.
Oh. Thanks, Michelle. If this was not there, and then I didn't even have this video there, this would be a kind of like a boring, just written text written text platform, page that you would just read. And I guarantee you that you probably would not get to the second paragraph before you clicked off of it, because of the fact that we, especially being online, we're so geared to everything going so fast that we have to be able to grab people's attention. We have to be able to hold their attention. And a great way to do that is by putting different sizes of fonts, different color fonts, and making sure that there's a lot of white space in between your text to be able to have things punch out at you instead of just flowing in with, then just flowing a big paragraph or anything like that. So those are my 4 points that I wanted to kind of just give out today. And let me go back.
Well, that was fantabulous.
So anyways, do you think that that covered a ton of stuff, and I don't, I know that we're way over on time.
Well, but I'm going to be cutting some of that video out, trust me. Oh, Donna, that was so good. See, that's what I love about us is you are so technical, and I like to be more of the branding, marketing part, and so bringing that together is just, I love it. I love it. I love working with you, Donna. I learn something new every time you do a training. I love that.
Oh, thanks, Michelle.
That is so awesome. So anyway, yeah, so I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that, and we're going to put that in our training room, so we will be sure to number that and put some bullet points as well, so you'll know exactly what was in the training. And once again, we want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to our library of training so that you will have access to that, and we could probably even do like a training all in itself just on that one plugin. My gosh.
Which plugin?
The one that you just showed us, the last one.
Oh.
Tiny finger.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that said, guys, we will bid you adieu. We'll see you on the training on Friday, and we will talk to you then. Cheers, guys. Uh-oh. Applause. Where's the applause?